Intro.
All right, it's
Dude.
Fatthew again, dude.
What's up, dude?
With Loso to my front, non-sexually, and our resident nerd, Yung Trenton. And this is Dudes Talking Stuff. How's everybody feeling today, boys?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've been listening to Kevin Gates for the last 4 hours, so I am pumped and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
I have not been awake that long. That's dad life right there.
Early bird.
Yes. Moving on to our wide world of sports.
Get this done. Oh, that was pretty good.
Thanks.
Damn, I wish I had been part of that now. That was good. All right, so we have hockey still happening. They are out there playing. People, I guess, are watching, and that is hockey.
Yes. Way to go.
All right, way to go, hockey players. Taking it to the academic side of sports, college football, where, you know, the top academics play at Alabama.
All of them.
Yeah, it's not just
all of them have their degree.
The Nick Saban football academy. It's for the greats.
And the location.
Right. Yeah. Alabama looks better than everybody by a good amount.
Roll Tide.
They I will say, hey, they did have a little bit of a scare there. They they were tied with Citadel at the half, 10-10.
Well, we're in like the week coming off of Veterans Day, so I really think they just didn't want to just tear down them and keep it kind of nice in the first half. So I'm pretty sure they just ran the ball the whole first half.
The Citadel running back actually kind of lit them up that first half. Final score, I believe, was like 57-17. So they were still Alabama, but I'm sure Nick Saban's going to use that first half to motivate these guys the rest of the way. Don't think they're gonna lose. I don't know, but
their second string wouldn't lose.
Their second string is pretty good too.
Really good.
So on to the round ball side of college academics, we've got Duke basketball. They are looking pretty good. Pretty good.
Look better than everyone. And that's because Zion Williamson is there, and Zion is from South Carolina, and therefore will be the greatest player of all time.
I would say so. I mean, Steve Kerr already compared him to LeBron James, so I think it's safe to say Zion Williamson will be the greatest NBA player who ever lived.
Ever.
And you know what? Hot take, whatever team he ends up in the NBA, they fire their coach and they try to get Coach K. Hot take. Just did it.
I don't see that happening at all, but I like the hot take. Moving on to continuing the wild world of sports, in our neighbors to the north, your homeland, the Canadian Football League has the Grey Cup Division Finals. Are actually, by the time you've heard this, have already happened. So we're going to tell you what occurred. It's the Ottawa Red Blacks. I don't like that name. Versus the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Calgary Stampedes versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And we are still going to make predictions because none of us watched it. So, are we right?
The Red Blacks will beat the Tiger Cats because Tigers are whack and Cats are dumb.
No. Wasn't that the team that had Johnny Manziel? I think they traded them.
He now does a podcast. He does what we do.
Watch your shit, Johnny.
Yeah, we're coming for you. Right. And then the Bombers over the Stampedes because America, bombs always win.
I was gonna say bombs, yeah.
And so I have Bombers winning it all because bombs.
Bombs.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption. So I'm going with the Stampeders. They're going to win it all. We're going to stampede all over everybody.
No. The winner is technology. Bombs away.
Man, I could throw a dynamite from my horse while I'm stampeding you.
All right. I mean, I don't even know where to go. Like,
I'm on a horse with dynamite.
How fast is this horse?
Clearly, we don't get it because we don't Red Dead.
This horse has one full horsepower.
If only we'd spend $60, we would get this right now. We would be choosing the Stampedes.
Stampeders for the W. We'll have to look that up later. I'm sure it was the Stampeders that won.
Go Bombers.
All right, so we've got snooze or booze. Snoozing or boozing.
We're going to try and make a song out of every segment.
Probably.
Especially the ones that keep coming back.
Snooze or booze. We have Monday Night Football. We have the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Also, these were, if you've been listening and spending your life savings, these have both been Trent's picks. And, his previous picks, which, not to brag, he's 2-0, kind of crushing it right now.
Killer.
He's got a tough decision here, I guess, though, because they're both his boys. But snoozing or boozing, Titans, Texans. Fatthew, what are you doing?
I'm snoozing. This isn't going to be a game. Texans are destroyed because the football goat from South Carolina, Clowney, plays for them. They're my AFC team. So, of course, they're going to destroy. The Titans only beat the Pats in this game that you're probably building up your fake confidence because of Trent's pick voodoo.
Yeah.
Trent said they were going to win, so they won.
I'm not wasting it on this game.
And side note, Titans have the worst uniform.
I disagree on all fronts. And also, to go off of Trent's picks, I believe if we're just going off of that, he would pick the Mighty Mighty Titans over a bunch of freaking gun-wielding Texans. So,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I got the Titans,
Oh,
and
no.
I got them winning a battle here. I got I'm Deion Lewis. He's gonna be killed.
Why do I feel like I've just lost with the trip?
It's over. You lost. And I am
Sweet
also
me.
not snoozing. I'm boozing. I'm staying up late for this one. I'm getting the cavalry.
No, you don't want the cavalry.
No, no cavalry. No cavalry. There won't be any. There will be no need. The Titans will cruise, and I will booze, and this will be a great game.
Excellent.
And I'll be asleep.
I'll text you. I'll wake you up. All right, we've got Rap Tracks Review brought to you by Fatthew.
Do we have a song for that one right now?
Not yet. Oh, yeah, we do.
No, I feel like that's the exact same from the last one. All right, so we're judging a scale of 0 to 5 burgers. I listened to JIDK, who apparently has dropped the J.
Is that what he goes by, JIDK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Trenton
Yeah.
actually saw him in
It
concert.
stands for ignorant deliverance of knowledge.
Yeah. I thought it was J. I don't know.
No, that's how everybody said it, but it's
No.
he had a message behind his stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the album is called IDK and Friends.
Oh, he was cool.
I think it's misleading.
Yeah, it came out. Well, I think anyway. It came out on the 9th. It's a little shorter, but actually I've kind of gotten into, as an old hip hop head, I was used to, 18, 20 track albums. I've gotten into the short albums, the 30 minutes. There's less filler.
Dude, I like it. I can just run through it and kind of like.
And in a world of streaming, it makes sense that you want to, it leaves you wanting more if it's good, so they'll just replay it immediately.
Right.
So you already got another run of your. So anyway, that was an off tangent. It's a full collab album. It has people like Wale, Denzel Curry, and Maxo Cream.
I remember Wale.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
And Denzel Curry was also at that show that we went to.
Yeah.
Any relation
To
yeah.
Denzel or the Currys?
I don't think so.
Okay. I like the name. I'll say that.
I think he just thought it was catchy.
Yeah,
He's kind of wild. He's kind of wild. And Maxo Cream, who's up and coming.
I have no idea who that is.
Maxo has a song out. He has a song out called Granny, and it's about everyone he knows that has hard ass shit. It's very catchy. Also, a song called Bust Down. I like Max. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
again, I kind of went off.
How many burgers are you going to give this?
I'm giving it 3.5 burgers out of 5. I liked it. I am kind of a fan. He makes intelligent, ignorant rap. That's kind of what the IDK stands for. I really like the beats, and it's something I like. Bumping the whip. Definitely was into it. So 3 out of 5 burgers.
No, 3.5.
No, 3.5.
Oh, yeah, don't.
I almost took him down. Yeah.
You went with it.
Also listened to Vince Staples.
Okay, he had a Sprite commercial, right?
Yeah.
I like that commercial.
Yeah, right. His album was called FM. Came out on the 2nd. I again am kind of a fan of Vince Staples. The beats were very clapping, knocking, vibing beats. The whole vibe, they actually say in the album somewhere that summer it's all the time in LA. And I think that was the theme. Like, it came out in November, but it felt like if you closed your eyes, you were a gangster in South Central. You know what I mean?
I can feel it right now.
Out of all the albums I reviewed, I did feel like it was the most complete album. It also was kind of a short 30 minutes one. I didn't like, there were like little radio skips. This one, I guess, was the FM. They had Big Boy in it. And they had like almost ads for other rappers. I didn't like either one of that.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was like short snippets of Tiger and
Yeah.
someone else.
Any Ray J?
Unfortunately, no. That would have changed it. I might have been okay with a little Ray J.
The one thing I like about Vince is how hard he defends Ray J. I love it. I think it's amazing.
But, you know, head on a swivel, ain't no bleeding me. 4 out of 5 burgers.
Ooh, that's a filling meal. That's a lot. Okay. What's next on the rap track review? Who you got? Who's up?
Anderson .Paak. I guess it's not really rap, but it is.
Is it not pronounced Anderson.Paak?
No.
No.
Oh,
It just
I'm
makes
bad
it
at
look
nicknames.
fancy.
Okay.
The album's called Oxnard. Came out the 16th. I'm gonna be honest. I love Anderson. I'd probably give this one of the top 5 albums I've heard this year.
Wow.
Once you skip, we don't want to start that discussion. And like one other song, and everything else is vibing. I mean, I don't know what you wouldn't do. Like, you can do anything in this album besides maybe fight somebody. But everything else, like, ball it for. I literally added like every other track to my playlist. Standouts include Tense, Head Low, Brothers Keeper, and has features like Kendrick, J. Cole, and Pusha T.
I did hear the Kendrick one, and I did like that. I thought Head Low was pretty entertaining.
Pretty fun.
It was pretty funny.
It's about have to keep your head low while, or she has to keep her head low.
Yeah, I think we know where this is going. Yeah.
5 out of 5 burgers, bro.
Car accident. But, real question here. What's an Oxnard? What's an Oxnard?
I have no idea, but it's like really good.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the other names. I mean, IDK and Friends was
Sounds
not
like some
that
shit,
creative.
If you held a gun to my head, I think it's a shoe. No, that's an Oxford.
I would say it's a university.
Oxnard is okay.
Yeah.
That's probably also
that's
very false.
I'm gonna go with shoe, or maybe that's just the full-length version of ox.
Is it an
Is
Oxnard?
an ox animal really just an Oxnard, and we just never knew
like
that?
the nut of an ox, maybe?
Yeah.
We'll
Then
make
the album
nards.
is just like I don't even. It looks like pictures of random people playing instruments. I
Sounds
don't
like
even
a
know.
Tyler
Is that what an Oxnard is?
title.
It almost looks
Like
like,
a
a movie
collage?
poster.
Okay.
Some
Well,
mysteries aren't meant to be solved.
So not all reviews
next
can
one,
be
we'll get it.
positive. I did listen to Jaden Smith.
fire.
That was not me. The album is called The Sunset Tapes, a cool tape. And no, I'm not calling it a cool tape. That's the name of the album. I think he was trying to, before you even listen to it, build an impression so that you wouldn't think it was as trash as it is. I gave it a half a burger, which is probably like a piece of bread, and it's only because I made it through. It's like singy, lovey, druggy hip-hop that 15-year-olds are into, but I'm twice that age and do not care.
Yeah, well, I actually went through and heard a few tracks, and throw a couple patties on that bun for me. 'Cause,
No.
we're gonna bump this one up 2.5.
2.5? You gave it
It doesn't get fat stamp, but
Never.
I'm putting it out there.
I think,
Yeah, listen to
I think
it.
Will Smith is disappointed somewhere.
I very much doubt it. I think Will is super proud of this album.
Will listened to this, and afterwards he took him on a private plane so he couldn't go anywhere, and he just bumped Big Willie style for 3 hours. It was like, listen to what music is, son.
Yeah. Welcome to the Wild Wild West.
And you know what? Jaden probably just hit him with the old classic. Parents just don't understand.
Oh,
You know,
well played,
Hey.
sir.
check out that Jaden.
Don't waste your time. It's not even worth
Better
that piece
things
of
than
bread.
plastic.
Just
Check
give
it
that-
out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Give that piece of bread to a pigeon.
Do it.
Be a friend. Don't waste it on Jaden. All right, and our next segment is How High. And How High is actually brought to us by our good friends at the Smokers Cabinet in Rock Hill. It's located again off Mount Gallant in between Celanese and Cherry, conveniently. And they're always there for your tobacco-only needs. I mean, I was there the other day. They were hooking me up with tobacco-only smell-free proof bags.
Right, because sometimes your tobacco
leaks out.
is
I got
overpowering.
a tobacco-only DeBoulder ashtray, and some tobacco-only CBC gummies while I was in there as well. But those are vitamins. So anyway, definitely go check them out. Always there to help you out. And the best smoke shop on the border.
What's the name of the smoke shop again?
The Smoker's Cabinet.
Oh, wow. That's a cool name.
Now on to How High. Again, it's questionable decisions in the news. On a scale from 0, Tim Tebow, to 10, Ricky Williams, just quit your life and get high.
In Jamaica.
In Jamaica. I didn't want to say it. It sounded weird last time. First story I got for y'all. A lady from United Kingdom went to Australia for a vacay. While she was over there, she had a encounter of the biblical kind.
Oh,
you know, got to know somebody with a ghost.
Sexy time.
Sexy time with a ghost.
Huh. Okay.
All right. And then she was flying back home, and she realized that ghost didn't leave. And her and the ghost got introduced to the Mile High Club. And then...
In the plane?
In the plane.
Yeah, that's the Mile High Club.
The ghost, maybe? Oh, okay.
So, they started dating. And recently, they were in a cave of some sort on some resort. And he proposed to her. We don't think he got down on a knee, because I think he floats. She said that she definitely accepted. The resort, because resort kind of lives for supernatural stuff, is paying for the ceremony. It's on them.
Oh, wow.
God. And she says she wants phantom babies because she thinks that's a thing.
How does that work?
Well,
is there a doctor out there that specializes in ghost baby delivery?
I honestly think she thinks that like phantom pregnancies that occur are actually like ghost babies.
Buddy, you send me out there right now. I'm an expert
Yeah,
at delivering
right, that's
what I was
ghost
gonna
babies.
say.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's the cost?
Yeah.
What's my cut here?
Dude, $250,000. I'll deliver as
yeah,
many ghost babies as you want.
They did a ghost a favor too, because I doubt he kept his debit card in the afterlife, so he wouldn't have been able to foot that bill anyways, I would think. So
I just think it's tough to know if he's not going to show up for the wedding, you're not going to figure that out ever.
Yeah.
well, I have a thing. I think at this point with the ghost babies, she knows when he's there.
And as a man who's gone through a wedding,
and she knows when he's not.
Recently engaged, he definitely cut down on that budget. Half of that side of the whole broom side.
They did.
They gone.
They did.
Here's what I want to know, though.
Just empty chair.
And this is going to poke a hole in this whole theory, is I want to know who bought the ring. And if it goes back to her debit card,
oh, man. That's the research.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I want the receipt. I want to see where that ring came from, who bought it. If her name's on that debit card, I don't buy it.
So on a scale from Tim Tebow to Ricky Williams, I feel like you're not buying it. So you just think she's just...
I think this lady's lit.
Yeah, super lit.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had that she's not high and needs Odin in her life.
Yeah.
Or a white coat with other white coats around her. You understand what I'm saying?
In a room where she can't
there's something wrong with her. She literally thinks she's going to have phantom babies.
Maybe just a guy with a job that will show up every day.
Yeah, I mean, a normal human.
Is this the reason?
Young Trenton is.
She wasn't that. It's like she's kind of cute. I saw her. Like it wasn't like she was
crazy
real
lady,
desperate.
if you're listening, young Trenton, hit me up.
I can use some real babies, girl.
Leave a comment on our YouTube post. Yeah. We'll get you hooked.
All right, so we're all.
Yeah.
And Trent would love to be a stepfather to your ghost children.
Yeah, it's real easy. Yeah.
I do think she's BSing, and I mean, if you're horny and need to get off on a plane ride, there's better excuses than I'm banging this ghost in the bathroom.
I agree.
I just think just be quiet.
Get in where you fit in.
All right, so we all said no. My next story.
Oh yeah, no, she's really high. Yeah, super.
I said no.
She's lit.
Well, our next story goes from Kingsport, Tennessee. Workers at a cookout restaurant fine establishment were surprised when the bottom half of a naked lady fell from their ceiling tiles and she was stuck. Cops then found her clothes on their roof and suspect she got in from the air vent, and there was no other info. I also said she wasn't high because I don't know about y'all, but every now and then you gotta do some hobo suntanning. And
on the roof of a local restaurant.
Well,
yeah, I mean, there's really hobo suntanning is you just you gotta get in whatever roof you can get in. So she found that as the access point, and obviously you don't want tan line, so she took her clothes off, and she probably got a little warm up there, so she snuck into the air vent just to chill out for a minute, and things didn't work out.
if for those of you that haven't worked in the kitchen, usually they're a little warm. They're a little greasy.
Spicy,
I
yeah.
imagine cookout got a lot of grease all around there. You know, oils, essential oils, are good for the body. So
Yeah, so this is adding to the experience.
The shoes is not high at all.
Or this
You know
could be espionage gone wrong.
Splinter Cell.
Done,
Maybe
Splinter fell.
Splinter
fell.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah, look at that. Young
Man.
Trenton just earned his paycheck.
Yeah, there you go. That's why we invited you. Actually, now I think about it, you're right. Maybe I think everybody's a little blazed when they hobo suntan. So probably not just nothing. I probably maybe like every athlete in the off season regular high.
Also, if you're going to cookout, you're already kind of high.
Yeah, I mean,
like-
if that was her first thought, like let's go to cookout.
Yeah, something.
That $5 tray.
She's lit.
All right. So at least we're kind of on the same page for her.
Okay.
My next one's from St. Augustine, Florida. Florida man.
Shout out.
Yeah. Cops are called because a Florida man was crawling through a family's yard, bleeding in his boxers with no shoes. Footage shows this same man breaking and entering at a gator farm. He hops the fence of a gator pen and kind of gets cornered and gets locked down by a gator.
Oh yeah, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, and apparently the evidence was that his Crocs, no pun intended, and his pants were left at the scene of the crime. I mean, if I got bit by a gator, I'm leaving everything. So I guess
Crocs fat.
no,
Not the Crocs. You go
the
back to the
non-slip.
Crocs.
Damn it. On a scale from Tim Tebow to Ricky Williams, how high would you be to have to hop a pen in a gator farm and then be kind of surprised when you get bit?
I'd say
So you said
pretty.
Florida?
I'd say
Florida,
pretty
man.
lit.
Bath salts.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Bath salts.
A lot of them going around
A
down
lot of
there.
that shit. I don't get it.
But hey, you know what?
Shit.
Also, man, this is a good time for you to know that you should really consider some upgrades in your boxers, in your underwear. I think maybe the guy just was wearing uncomfortable underwear and just trying to rip them off.
I think he still
He
had his
ended up-
underwear on.
Well, they found. Oh, it was the shorts. they
Yeah,
found.
yeah, like,
oh,
I
so
don't-
he may have had the good.
That must have been it.
So I don't know. He's hiding.
That's why the Gators
Yeah,
attacked him.
he's got good underwear. He's got no problems. Why did you go?
We're not living life without good underwear. And that's how we know he isn't as high as he could be, because he had good underwear on. All right, but he's still pretty high. Let's give that
Well, technically, he's a little lower now.
to J.R. Smith in the fourth quarter high. J.R. Smith in the fourth quarter is what I'm giving it.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Like, I didn't see the alligator there. I thought they would not come at me.
Yeah, I figured, the alligator loves me.
I saw the sign, but I thought we were good here. Okay, so he's high. And
That
we're
leaves
moving
us on. That's all I got for how high today.
This is going to be
Just
a little sad part of our NFL segment.
Let's get sad.
We had the Carolina Panthers.
Oh,
They just got pummeled. It was
a plowing.
It was
I
embarrassing.
believe it was record breaking.
It was depressing. It was record breaking.
Trent that doesn't even watch sports is
yeah.
like, I heard about this
Trenton.
one.
Yeah, they broke a lot of records. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Panthers went to Pittsburgh and just. It was a
Had me
shit
pick
show.
that game.
They got destroyed. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Trenton.
Wow. So, I'm come up with excuses for us.
I could.
I have. We have no personnel for 4 or 5 wide receiver sets. I think low key Shaq Thompson's also hurt, whose reason we kind of don't switch a lot. We use him as a kind of I don't even know what you consider that. Switch from a linebacker to coverage corner.
Hybrid.
I think he's low key hurt. I think we shrink in the national spotlight. I'm also super blaming Thursday night football games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're always awful.
Get rid of them.
I mean, that's besides Trenton's voodoo. That's probably the reason they beat the Patriots. And I've decided to answer our defensive woes that Cam Newton needs to play defensive end as well. He's got the build. He's like 6'5".
That's 2 contracts though.
Oh, he would take that. He'd be like, oh yeah, no, I'm.
Like just an extra $1 million, or I think
No, we're going to take another 10, 15.
Defensive end.
So he's going to be like a $50 million a year player. He'd take that in a minute.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He'd love it.
But they're gonna win out, and having seen this now, the the Saints can't make us look any worse.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
So, yeah, we got a great season the rest of the way. But we're going to take a look at our new segment for the NFL, Old Yeller.
Yeah.
We're take a couple teams behind the shed today. And
Old Yeller.
if you haven't seen Old Yeller, spoiler alert, the dog got rabies and they shot him in the face. I think was pretty much what happened.
There's some crying.
And we're about to do that to a couple NFL teams. So we are actually really good at predicting NFL teams. We had a lot of picks on our last podcast of teams. Hey, we think these guys still got a shot. Just about every single one of them shit the bed.
Yes.
And they're out. So
we're glad we don't gamble too much.
Yeah. AFC, top team we're taking out behind the shed. Who is it, Fatthew?
I'm taking the Jags.
The Saxonville Jags. That used to be their nickname.
Yeah, it was clever for all of 8 months.
Now they're back to Sucksonville.
They're right back. Again, the GOAT Clowney from South Carolina said Bortles was trash. And so even when for a brief moment in time, it may have looked like he wasn't trash, the GOAT is never wrong.
It was brief.
And I also think at this point, like, I really feel that even Browns fans are like, I'm glad I'm not a fan.
The Browns got a lot to
look at
right now.
Jacksonville, I feel like
the Jaguars,
they peaked last year.
Leonard Fournette just got back on the field. Arguably, maybe their best player, but really I think it's Jalen Ramsey, and they're talking about trading him. And Jalen Ramsey doesn't give a shit.
And the Browns are talking about hiring Condoleezza Rice. They're about to get presidential with the head coach.
Yeah, the Browns. Yeah, they're moving on up. They got big things happening. But
she worked beside our personal pod favorite, Big Dick Cheney.
Oh, Big Dick.
So I mean, if she's got it, that's dubs everywhere. You're getting dubs.
But yeah, it does look like it was not a sophomore slump. It looks like that last great season of the Jags was a blip. And it looks like we're sorry, Jags. You are Old Yeller. We took you out back. Boom. Sorry, Jags fans. Hey, you got London to look forward to.
Always.
I think there's a move coming. I can feel it.
And that owner's stash looked great in London.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're.
Are they going to replace the pool with a hot tub? I don't think a pool in London goes over as well as it does Jacksonville.
I say try it out. See what happens. And we'll take it from there.
Yeah. Let's have a good drunk area.
NFC, another team that we thought this was actually me and Fatthew both picked. Hey, this team they're gonna come back. They're gonna move on up.
Underdog.
Yeah, the underdog mass. They still had Chris Long on the team.
They still did. Yeah, we weren't wrong about that.
They just kept losing, and
Wentz looks good, and they're still losing.
Philadelphia Eagles, by the way, folks, if you don't know. Carson got a nickname from Skip Bayless. Carson Wentz.
Skip.
Yeah, super
That's
clever.
Miserable.
Yeah. And he actually used this nickname before when he was referring to Carson Wentz beating his Cowboys. He called him Carson Wentz because it made him wince to see him beat his team. But now that they suck, he's using it the other way.
That's unoriginal.
Yeah, Skip, I mean, come on.
Yeah, do better.
Yeah. At least, we're going to...
I know you can still kick my ass, Skip, you little tiny man.
Oh, he works out.
But
did you see him with his shirt off? Yeah,
I did.
Ripped.
No homo. But it looked good.
But we already got the Jags, so we're going to drag the Eagles down here next to the Jags body. And
once you lose to the Cowboys at this point...
Hey, man, they are on the up and up. And I don't like them, but... Eagles, we're taking you back behind the shed.
All right, now going to the NBA. Our new segment we're bringing up this week is called 2K Would Not Let That Happen. My first moment I have that 2K, if you don't know, NBA 2K is the
greatest game that was ever made.
Yeah, greatest video game franchise until the last 2 years.
And I'll work you at me, bro.
First thing 2K would not let happen is Jimmy Butler getting traded to the 76ers from the Timberwolves for Covington, Sarge, and a second rounder. I went and tried to do this yesterday, and it literally just laughed at me.
Yeah, we're not getting enough, nearly enough for our assets. Our assets are much more valuable.
This
blah,
is
blah, blah,
ridiculous.
Blah, blah. Yeah.
And let me throw a suggestion at you. Here's 3 first-rounders,
Yeah, try that out.
Yeah, go
See
for
how
that.
works. 4, actually, I think.
I do think this makes the East kind of intimidating at the top now. They're starting to actually rival the West. Not to the same. They're not at the West's level. I'm not trying to state that.
I think they're bridging the gap,
but they're getting real close.
KD comes East.
Boston doesn't look amazing right now, but they'll get it together. They
have too many players.
And their coach is too good. I mean, it's going to happen. One of them's probably going to come off the bench.
But Jimmy
buckets for a second rounder in Covington.
How did his teammates feel about this? Because I mean, he wasn't the best teammate.
That's my understanding. Is he may have been getting to know biblically one of his teammates. Food things
in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's the rumor of why him and Kat didn't get along.
Oh, so you're saying it was Kat's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I feel like there are a lot of young guys over in Sixers. Maybe they're more into sharing. It won't be as big of a deal. JJ Redick's like booed up, locked down. He's not worried about it. He's old. He's been wiped up for probably like a decade. So
Jimmy Butler takes Kat's girl, or I guess just hangs out with for allegedly hung out with, and then he comes into work and drags him in practices and just dogs him, and when they lose games, they say it's just because of the rebounding. We had to get more rebounds. Like, it's definitely who gets the rebounds?
Why is it your head into the game out here, Kat?
Okay,
the dude that banged my girl is sitting right there.
I mean, Ben Simmons says he's cool with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler himself personally vouched for himself. If you didn't hear, he said that he is an amazing person.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, anybody that you've ever met that stated they were an amazing person obviously was. There's no other reason why they would state it, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's not a red flag at all.
I always tell people I'm an amazing person.
So... Okay, Jimmy.
You're not.
Hey, best good luck in Philly. Honestly, with them together on paper, on 2K, this team could make the finals.
This is
this was a good.
I think I simulated and they made it to the finals with the Warriors.
I have a good challenge, but
another thing 2K would never let happen is Rose looking MVP-ish.
Rose.
He put up a 50 burger. He's had a few 30-point games. He's out there looking good.
Is he getting an MVP vote right now?
I don't think so, but it's MVP-ish. Yeah,
okay.
MVP-ish. But this is something, if you would have started 2K up out the package, they would not have given you D Rose putting up 50 ever.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have happened. He may have given you.
Might have dropped to 20, 25.
Yeah, but he's going to average
like
12.
15 with extended minutes,
a few assists.
I think, he's probably rated in the low 70s when the game came out, I would imagine.
But I now do have a theory on Derrick Rose.
Okay.
Derrick Rose, we all saw that kind of gruesome injury to LeVert that happened very recently during the Timberwolves-Nets game. Derrick Rose was there for that. And I started to realize that Derrick Rose was also there when Hayward had that devastating injury because he was on the Cavs.
Oh, for those 12 games he played there.
Yeah, during that Celtics game. And then I realized that he was on Team USA at practice when Paul George broke his leg.
Coincidence?
I think you have to sacrifice an NBA player for him to stay healthy. Now, this also goes to the fact that LeVert is ended up kind of okay.
Karras?
This is not... I don't know.
Karis LeVert, they said he still might not make it back this year though. So
really?
Yeah, so D Rose can still ball out the rest of this year.
My concern was when they were starting to say, "Oh, it's not that bad," is that Rose is about to go down. They're optimistic on him, but not sure that he's coming back this year. So D Rose can ball out the rest of the year. The interview he had where he put up that 50-point and cried, I now realize that it was just a release of tears from realizing his dark magic was working.
Hotter take is, if you remember Derrick Rose's initial knee injury, it was in the playoffs when the Bulls were hot and they were playing the Miami Heat LeBron James team. And I think LeBron did it to him. LeBron took even more of his power when he injured him, and he transferred it. And so
Because LeBron
Derrick
has
Rose,
never been injured.
never, not once. He basically, you know, they've got a
That's some backwards pass.
they got a Space Jam movie coming out. LeBron's gonna be in it.
He's the alien.
I bet he's just gonna be taking people's powers.
I
He
think
took
he's-
D Rose's.
He's the basketball.
D Rose came back. He's like, man, how am I gonna get back? Oh, Paul George, I'm gonna take his power.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
learned from LeBron.
That's why he's trying to get Durant in that movie. He's like, I'm gonna be the best.
Yeah, he's gonna take his power. He's gonna go win a ring. Like, he didn't move to LA for Hollywood. He moved for rings. KD, you're next. Okay, so what else we got NBA wise?
Well, I have a few more 2K wouldn't let that happen.
Oh,
I also think they'd let Cousins sign for a mid-level exception.
DeMarcus?
Yeah. I definitely.
Boogie.
I also tried to do that. And I think the game just actually literally shut down. I was like, here, DeMarcus, I'll pay you $6 million a year, and the game just broke.
PlayStation caught on fire.
Yeah, it just literally set my TV on fire.
Actually, DeMarcus Cousins knocked on your door, slapped you in the mouth,
Yeah, I like
took your keys.
a
drove away
virtual
in your
creation
car.
of DeMarcus Cousins appeared in my living room and just beat the shit out of me for suggesting he'd only make $6 million a year, but yet here he is doing it.
Now, I mean, it is with basically a guaranteed ring. Were you offering him that? Like, what'd your squad look like? What were you? Huh?
It's not guaranteed. The West is getting better.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll take the Warriors right now, and you can have the field, and I'll bet you.
I don't want that bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
sounds. I think it's unless one of these guys gets
But
seriously
still,
hurt.
it's his own value. I mean,
You
the other
can't,
thing
you
I
can't
had-
put a price on another man's value.
also, this final moment, little add-in, Tyson Chandler changing a team dynamic.
I love it.
If I picked up Tyson Chandler right now at 2K, it would do nothing. He'd play 10 minutes a game and would be great. He'd give me 5 boards, but
He's about to lead the Lakers to the playoffs.
that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
And it's a homecoming. He's from LA.
Well, yeah,
Santa
and
Clara.
his beard's not pretty epic.
I've always liked Tyson, you know? I don't know
Except when
why.
he played for the New Orleans Hornets, because that's blasphemy. That name is blasphemy.
They betrayed us.
Yeah.
That wasn't his fault.
It wasn't, but I still didn't like him at the time because of it.
I agree.
But other things we had in NBA points, we have to talk about Kevin Durant and Draymond. We were talking about the Warriors.
It's over, folks.
Yeah, they're saying that they're falling apart. If you didn't see it, because it's everywhere right now, they had a last-second opportunity to win a game. 9 seconds left to go. Draymond got the ball, and Kevin Durant thought he should have got the ball, and Draymond mishandled it, and he fell down.
KD should have got the ball.
KD probably should have, and KD tried to address it, and apparently Draymond called him a B word a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
And now Draymond or KD's all butthurt, and he's like, I don't even want to be here. I'm leaving after this season anyway.
Well, I mean, Draymond really said to him, yes, he called him a B word a lot. And then he also said, we won before you. We're going to win after you. Go ahead and leave.
No, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I did a little extra research.
No,
on this
man,
one.
I'm very
And
impressed.
Draymond basically, yeah, we don't need you. But ownership feels differently. They suspended Draymond for a game.
Yeah, don't speak for us, son.
I like Draymond a lot, but if I had the choice, KD or Draymond, I'm taking KD, and I'm
Yeah.
not thinking about it.
I mean, as much as I love all those things you do that don't show up on the stat sheet, I really love those stats, those points.
Yeah, they're nice.
They really kind of help you win.
Draymond also did say afterwards, though, doesn't matter, everything's fine. We're going to win a bunch of games in another title.
I saw them talking on the bench when they were sitting during the fourth quarter because they were winning by so much, and they looked fine. I also think that Draymond strikes me as a man that says "bitch" a lot. I don't think I think it's almost like me just saying like food, because I say food a lot. Like, I feel like it's just a regular. It's almost
call up his buddies like, hey, you want to go to the movies, bitch? Hey, I'm cooking some dinner, bitch. Come on over.
Yeah, hey mom, how you doing, bitch? That's just how I feel like it goes.
Well, not Mama Green.
Oh, I haven't. Is there?
Yeah, not Mama Green.
You're doing this research.
Yeah.
She ain't talking
I'm
to
very
Mama
impressed.
Green like that.
Very impressed. Also, final point of that is I think that Russell Westbrook is smiling somewhere, is thinking, "Told y'all."
Yeah, Yeah. Russell. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how the Thunder are doing. I didn't do that much research, but I'm sure they're gonna. Out. I want to see them in the playoffs. I want to. I want the Thunder and I want the Warriors. I don't think we got it last time because they got beat by the freaking Jazz, who are pretty good.
They're bad right now.
I don't care. They're gonna make it. They finished the season strong.
Murray had 35,
31-8. Who's Murray?
I said the wrong name.
Bill Murray?
You talking about the Nuggets?
Basketball.
If I'm talking about Bill Murray, definitely talking about Bill Murray.
Always talking about Bill Murray.
You remember Space Jam? He saves the day.
Yeah. Bill Murray.
All right, last point in our NBA is Melo's trash. He got signed by the Rockets, Carmelo Anthony, and within 10 games, he was let go. I've actually had meals that lasted longer than his tenure at the Rockets.
That's spicy meatball.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because he won't be a bench player. Is that what's going on? That he won't make that move, and that's why they just decided to let go.
But, I mean, he's a defensive liability. There's
all the
one.
time.
They already have a couple, really, if you're going to look at it. James Harden may have made improvements. He's still a liability. Chris Paul, I would say not quite the defender he used to be.
But he's still...
all three of those guys on the court at the same time, that's trouble. And
it is.
It's trouble for their team, their defense. It's gonna be a tough night with them.
I think you're underrating Chris Paul's defense a little bit. He's aggravating. He's like...
I got the inside scoop that he's a team defender, so...
I also heard he's a terrible team.
All right, you're not going to put Chris Paul on the other team's best defensive player and expect great results on it. So... Is he a great defender? They don't have
a guy for that anymore.
Well, they don't.
He's almost their best option.
They let Ariza walk, which, I mean, technically they probably didn't have the money to keep him.
No.
He signed for $15 million, I think, in Phoenix.
Yeah,
I don't think they had that laying around. Melo was $2, so I get it.
I wouldn't have signed Ariza for $15 million.
Yeah, I mean, if I had it laying around and it was a year,
maybe,
I'd think about it.
But they had to lock up Capella.
They did. Where's Melo going next? Is he still? I mean, he's still an NBA player, right?
Again, looking at a little plotting here, this is D'Antoni's revenge.
Oh,
if you remember, D'Antoni was the coach of the New York Knicks. Carmelo came to that team, and Carmelo pretty much ran him out of there. And part of the big signing of him coming to the Rockets is now D'Antoni is their head coach. Was that going to work? And they're like, oh yeah, they're all good. Everything's okay. D'Antoni's like, yeah, buddy, I love you, man. Come on. Come sign back. It's no hard feelings. And then 10 games out, it was like, I hate you, bro. Get out of here. Now you ain't got a job.
So we're saying Daryl Morey.
Remember what it was like when I didn't have a job because of you? Now you don't have a job because of me.
So Daryl Morey wanted to bring in Melo. So you're saying that D'Antoni in the back of his mind knew this wasn't going to work out at all. It was like, I cannot wait for this to happen so I can cut this guy.
One of the greatest moments in D'Antoni's life was when he made that call or brought Carmelo into his office. It's like, let me talk to you, buddy.
I will say that I do think the joke is on all the other teams in the NBA, though, because I believe the Rockets were the third team this season to pay Carmelo some money. He ended the offseason on the Thunder, got traded to the Hawks, was released, and then signed with the Rockets. So potentially this will be the fourth team in the span of 6 months, 7 months, 8 months.
And I don't think they gave him like a ton of money.
Star players don't move teams that often.
No.
I mean, even Jimmy waits a year or two.
And Melo at this point has gotten to the point that he can't play a 3.
No.
At all. And so he has to play a 4. And like you said, he's such a liability. Like, he's not going to get you a rebound. He's not going to play any defense on anyone. And 4s are almost the hardest position to guard in the league now because you might have a lumbering, tall, 6'7" foot guy, or you might have a 6'7", 6'8" athletic as hell dude.
And it's a little stagnant when he's on the offense. I mean, he's an ISO ball player. ISO ball is kind
rubs
of
and balls.
Dying. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, put him on the wing,
massage parlor with the ball.
Put him on the top of the block at the key, and I mean, he's gonna be money, but it's gonna take 20 seconds of your offense. The rest of the guys are gonna be standing around. It's not really conducive to good NBA basketball now. So Melo's a little bit of a dinosaur. He's going extinct. Does he make it past next year in the NBA?
No.
I'm going no as well. I think he could maybe sign on a team, but he wouldn't play that much.
If he could learn to be a bench player, I think he'd be an asset to somebody.
That's one thing. I don't think star players learn how to be bench players. And he was a star.
In college.
Hey. He's going to the Hall of Fame for his NBA.
You're right.
But yeah, sorry, Mellow Man. I think it's over, buddy.
And
This
now
isn't the old Yeller segment, but if it was, just saying.
We're gonna just give it the ch, but not the boom.
Yeah, we're waiting.
We're waiting.
All right, folks. It's movie time. We've got
Get out your popcorn.
we got a Redbox review for you folks.
Yeah. For those that are a little too poor for the movie theater,
I would say intelligent with their funds.
maybe you enjoy tobacco-only products, and so you don't want to just sit in the theater for 4 hours.
Yeah, so we have got Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's been out for a little bit and hit Redbox, so we're watching it.
Yeah.
$1.50 actually with the Blu-ray. They don't really tell you that, but still spend it.
I rented it from the app. It's a little more expensive, but I always end up spending an extra $2 forgetting to bring it back. So really, I end up saving money.
Okay.
As a Marvel fan, it's surprising it took me this long, but I'm not a huge Ant-Man fan. I have a lot of built-up discrimination from Ant-Man's comic book runs, where like in the Ultimate Universe, he beats his wife. He's actually the creator of Ultron.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not. He's really kind of F's up a lot.
You could argue he's really a villain in the comics.
Yeah.
But in the movies,
good guy.
Scott Lang, good guy.
Even though the him guy is kind of an a-hole the entire time. So they kind of that's the Ant-Man in the comics most of the time. It's not Scott Lang.
Well, how would you feel about a thief dating your daughter?
I mean, he's a nice-hearted thief. He makes jokes a lot.
He stole a super suit.
I actually say I enjoyed this movie more because I watched it at Redbox. This is not one of the stronger Marvel films. It's kind of like a Marvel. It's a good movie. It's like a Marvel family film. There's not a lot of action.
Lily loved it.
I'm sure your very young daughter did love this movie. That's exactly my point. The Wasp, like, she talked big in the previews. Every preview, they're like, "Oh, would you have come if I asked you to help me with Captain America?" And she's like, "Well, you wouldn't have been called if I was there." And then she goes and just always getting messed up by these people. Like, she's really not that good. It just wasn't a lot of action. I really think that without the comedic actors that are in it, then it would have just been really bad. I like most of the actors that were in it. And I guess my final point is they missed an opportunity to make Goliath get big. That would have been nice. I don't think that almost would have bumped it to really good for me, is just to make him not get giant. Remember he said he went like 20 feet? He could have filled up that lab room and fought somebody for just a little bit.
Well, maybe they're saving it for Ant-Man 3. Can't give him everything, just a little taste. And I thought it was a pretty good seat holder in regards to it's the only movie after Infinity War and before. Well, I think Captain Marvel's coming out and then the new.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. I do understand there wasn't a lot they could do. They weren't allowed to expand outside of their little world.
Half the world is gone, buddy.
And I kind of like the ghost chick, but I feel like I didn't get to see her.
Snap.
And yeah, spoiler alert, that end credit scene, this movie's been out long enough, that end credit scene was kind of some real right there. It took you right back from that feel good to, oh man,
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I don't feel so good. From feel good to I don't feel so good. I'm curious about what's going to happen, because the Hank Pym's wife got like witch powers from being in the quantum world. I thought that was weird. I don't understand how being in a little tiny world makes you get witch powers. But now Ant-Man's stuck there. So like, is he going to come back being able to maybe do this shrinking without a suit or something? That'd be kind of cool. That's never happened in the comics, but it'd be interesting.
I could see it. I could see it happening. I think what Fat's really trying to say is go watch this movie, folks.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the $2 to $5 you pay.
Especially if you watch the other ones and you're into Marvel, you're definitely going to like it. If it's just a one-off, I guess, for you, I'd still say go watch it.
Yeah.
Is it the best in the series? No, but definitely a good watch.
They haven't made a bad Marvel movie in a while.
Yeah, they've made them, but they were a while back.
They were definitely.
Thor 2. Thor 2 stands out.
It's very bad.
Iron Man 3, I
love Thor.
I don't think Iron Man 3
the only thing cool about Iron Man 3 is the suits.
Iron Man 2 was okay. Iron Man was one of the
I
best.
think, well, and we're going off tangent here. Iron Man being the first was like, we got a lot of Iron Man really fast. They pushed those movies out.
That first one's still badass. If you go
It's one of
watch
the
it,
best
I
ones.
mean,
Cool.
he's killing terrorists.
Oh yeah.
That movie
that was America.
It's like the spine of which the Marvel Universe was built.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
It was really good. I still think it's one of the top 5 to 10.
Yeah.
There's so many now that it's hard to just tell you 5 right now.
It's kind of cool to see like a different
Yeah,
like origin story too.
Yeah, his
Like,
was.
parents dead.
We'll have to bring this up on the
Some
next
brooding.
podcast, dudes, because we still got a decent amount of stuff to get into, and
Stuff.
we have a trailer review. Fatthew, what do we have?
The trailer for this pod is Iron Sky 2: The Coming Race.
Whoa!
And actually, I
How do they
think
spell coming
it was without a U.
without a U?
How
Yeah.
do you determine what race is coming and what race isn't?
Well, in the trailer, it just shows an apocalyptic world that
I
needs
wanna be
saving. I also want to say, I think the movie doesn't come out till next year, like next November.
Oh, wow.
That sucks.
So it's weird to get a trailer, but I think from
suspense.
the internet, it looks
Yeah.
like that this movie has been waiting to come out for a long time. So it's
Yeah.
more just an acknowledgement of, hey, we're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I saw the first one a while back.
I have not seen
Young
it.
Trenton's the one that told me to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that I remember everything in it. It was very
like-
weird.
it's like the basic like Nazis moved onto the dark side of the moon conspiracy.
Yeah,
thing.
just
It's pretty cool.
your classic Nazis in space.
Yeah, it's got that like
thriller,
yellow feel to it.
See,
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Noir feel.
So I watched the trailer and pretty much saw an apocalyptic world that needed saving. And at the end, oh shit, there's Hitler on a T-Rex.
Yeah,
Hitler on a T-Rex
yeah.
is kind of fucked up. And,
So based off that
scary.
trailer
Anyway.
review spoiler, Hitler has stolen a T-Rex from a futuristic Jurassic Park.
Of course,
That's what I figured happened.
right?
And Jeff Goldblum recruits Chris Pratt to lead his army of raptors against
Space.
futuristic Jurassic Park. I mean, against Hitler on a T-Rex. He has an army of raptors, and he's enlisted Chris Pratt and his stupid clicky device
Oh yeah.
to help lead them.
That thing saved a lot of people.
And I'm
Stupid.
stupid, and I also will, end that segment by saying both Jurassic Worlds are stupid. But this movie, based off
False.
my rendition of Chris Pratt and his stupid clicky device, and Jeff Goldblum's in it, and Hitler's in it.
Was
Jeff
Jeff
Goldblum
Goldblum
in
actually in it?
Or is it because you're
Or-
thinking
No,
it's
it's because he
Jurassic
stole
Park?
from Jurassic Park.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not actually in it because Iron Sky looks to be a pretty low budget movie. So Chris Pratt and Jeff Goldblum won't show up on the screen, but they're out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, based off my story, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Because, I mean, I can't wait for an army of raptors led by Jeff Goldblum and Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I hope
Stop Hitler.
to stop Hitler on a T-Rex.
You know what I've realized? We've got a lot of different rating scales. I kind of like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
I
over the
kind
place.
of like
I
it.
don't think we even have a real straight one for the trailer review. Probably should work on
Yeah.
that.
Off the trailer, I'm not gonna go full 9, even though I do like what you were talking about. If that happens, I'm going in, but I'm gonna put it about a 6. I'm interested, but it's pretty weird, man.
I didn't even know that there was backstory. Like, I just had to...
Yeah, I mean, it's Nazis in space, and now Hitler has a fucking
T-Rex is
T-Rex.
pretty sweet. I mean,
10 out of 10.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to give it to Hitler.
Everything's
Anybody
gonna look
else.
all brown, kind of, because it looks old.
I'm
so.
just saying.
this one didn't look like that.
Oh yeah, it didn't have that like sky captain. look?
Nah.
Yeah, Young Trenton didn't watch the trailer review.
I did
And
not.
It was a minute and a half. That's all you had to watch, Trenton.
Yeah, God.
Thanks a lot.
Well, I mean, you
Um,
did such a gripping
yeah.
explanation of it.
So,
I like the...
hey, Trent, what's your take on the trailer? What's your review on
Oh,
it?
dude, I thought it was really cool. I really liked how Hitler had a T-Rex.
Oh,
And,
okay.
there was some raptors and stuff and things.
There were
I don't know.
raptors.
Jeff Goldblum.
Be
Jeff
honest, this
Goldblum.
was pretty
For
much
hire?
my take. He pretty much just gave you... Like, that's what I thought about watching it.
Yeah, great takes, man.
Which leads us on to Trans Picks. If you have listened, if you haven't,
You'd be a rich man if you had.
Lots of monies.
and F you for not listening.
Yeah.
Trent is undefeated on Trent's Picks.
Dose and O, boys.
So,
Definitely.
who have you selected as your lock of the week? Lock.
All right, well, This week we've got the Battle of the Plains, boys.
Woo!
We've got the Cowboys versus the Indians, a classic tale that we all know. I'm going to have to give it to the Cowboys, though, on this one. Red Dead Redemption is really popular right now. Loso has been trying to get us to buy that game for 2 months.
Just
however
beat
long
it.
it's been out.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Less than a month.
Woke up at 6 to finish her off. Knocked it out.
It's my love life story.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to give it to the Cowboys all day on this day of giving thanks. They have their secret weapons, the guns, also known as boomsticks, and those diseased blankets that they're known to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we do think of they're actually called the Redskins.
Whoa, can't say that.
Our words.
Can't say that.
Our words,
Technically,
sorry.
I don't know if you can say Indians.
Yeah, the I word.
I
think what we're building is we're thinking of the Indians as like the movie version, Columbus,
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead
Well, if you'd played Red Dead Redemption,
we haven't.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So I
I'm
do
assuming
think
it's incredible.
they go out to flu blankets. Pretty
Yeah,
easy.
I mean, it's a known fact, white man disease.
all right. So to be clear, Young
Victory.
Trenton
Through industrialization.
is selecting the Dallas Cowboys
Definitely.
over the
Locking it in.
Washington R words, the Indians.
Oh,
And
man.
we're putting money on
Oh,
this
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
laughed and joked about it last time, but when the Titans beat the Packers, we were like, okay, Trent's on to something.
I actually Venmo'd Fatthew $20.
Yeah.
And he started a MyBookie account for us.
Yeah, I
And I liked it so much, I got my own MyBookie account, so maybe Fatthew will give me that $20 back. We'll see. Yeah.
They
But,
send you annoying text messages all the time.
yeah. Oh, they're great. Don't forget to bet. and
Yeah, they're
deposit more
trying to
money.
like,
Hey, look,
feed into your gambling addiction. Like, this great game's coming up tonight.
deposit now will double your
Yeah, hurry up.
cash. Read the fine line print on that. But
They did not know.
yeah, but we're putting some money down on Trenton, and if we win, company meeting, Cece's Pizza,
Oh, woo.
Oh, man.
all inclusive. Bring a friend, but you have to pay for him. We have November PlayStation Plus games,
Ooh.
folks. October I thought was a pretty good month for PlayStation Plus games. It wasn't bad.
I don't remember.
We had
It
a
wasn't
game or
great.
two.
No, it was bad.
It was awful.
Yeah,
No,
no.
it was okay.
No, it gave us. Have you been putting in your
Rocket
10
Birds.
minutes? Have you been putting in your time on Laser League?
I told
10
you.
minutes a week?
I told you, I
Rocket
played it
Birds
for
is
2
super
hours. That
mediocre.
buys me some time. Look,
okay.
I'm just saying, I played them all.
Friday the 13th?
I would say it's about
This month was
similar caliber.
all right, fine.
Nah, these games were at least play. Well, one of them
Friends
was
like
playable.
these, I guess.
Trent,
We
you lied to me
had.
about this game.
I didn't play this game, so
Yellowstone was
I'm
playable.
gonna need one of you guys to go into Burley Men and see
I'll
I
do
didn't
it.
mess with
who
it.
got the deepest.
Oh, I guess just me. I actually did think this could be the name of our podcast. We missed something there.
Burly Minute C.
Yeah, but it could have definitely
Okay.
but anyway, on top of that, it's a top Indie Award-winning game, which I thought was surprising. I guess that's why I put it out.
They won an Emmy.
Indie Award winning. It's one of those weird, soft puzzle music games. You're like 3 really burly men, but they give you like a telescope vision of your guy. So all you see is a circle, and the rest of the screen is like gray. And you use the triggers to move the circle, and then you click on stuff. And I gave it probably 15 minutes, and I would never play it again. I really like the name.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and bury this game.
Yeah, bury
'cause
it.
I don't want to go
Take
into
it
this
by
any
the
further.
shed.
Another game I did not play. I believe Young Trenton.
I was like, you're
did.
doing your homework.
Hey,
I'm the only one prepared in this podcast.
You know what? I
I did
tried to
some
play with my pals, and nobody was there. So
This
I'm
one was
gonna
not a
play
not a
myself.
multiplayer.
Is this Yakuza or Yakuza?
Yakuza.
Okay, I have Yakuza.
I
know.
I
not
did
right.
it wrong.
So it's Yakuza.
You're welcome.
Young
Yeah.
Trenton, you played this game.
Yeah,
I gave it 30 minutes.
I did too.
Okay, look at you guys. I
okay.
spent that on Laser League.
It is. It feels
Bad
like you're playing a PlayStation 2 game.
That was definitely my take.
Like if the camera was better, I
A
could have
classic
totally
one like
gotten into it.
Castlevania?
No, I mean a classic one like the original
If-
Devil May Cry.
yeah,
where,
if
like,
I may,
the camera is your enemy.
it's like if you took Tekken 2 for PlayStation 2 and turned it into a solo like run around fight game instead of a one.
I kind of
that's
like
how
what
it
you're
felt to
saying
me.
right
It's
now.
not bad, but the
That's
camera
how it
angles are
felt to
bad.
me.
We're talking about like a little
You should try
Shenmue action?
Kinda.
'Cause
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
boy loves some
It's
Shenmue.
got a lot.
Still
of
waiting on
No, I would
Shenmue
say
2.
that I spent 30 minutes
Keep
into
waiting.
it, and I probably spent 20 of that just speed skipping them talking.
Yeah, it's all in Japanese and you have to read everything.
Awful.
But the story is cool, man. They're all like Yakuza bros.
All right.
It's not yet.
I'll tell you what.
I would not play it.
Give me a rating. We'll make this 1 to 100. What's your rating? We're just gonna change them all every time. Yeah, pick one. Up to 77.
Up to
77 is the high.
high.
What's your?
Oh, jeez, man.
I'm giving it a
any day now.
22.
37.
22. Okay.
Well, that's still real low.
Trent liked it.
It's like a half.
That's like half, yeah. Because I only gave it 30 minutes.
I wouldn't give it any
But
more
the
time.
camera was killing me.
It was
You'd
awful.
like walk into a store and you'd have to walk to the back and it'd be like you can't see, so you just keep walking and then the camera
and the
snaps
guy
around.
would hit you because you couldn't see it.
Oh no, I was whooping their ass.
No,
All
I
right. So
got hit by a guy one time because I was like, "Where is he?"
sounds like
mystery
Yakuza
bits.
is getting back to the 10 score. Where you're about a 3 or a 4, and Fat's at about a 2.
I'm at 2. I wouldn't touch it again.
I'd give it a 4.
We don't need any. We don't need to
People love
discuss
this
this
game,
game anymore.
People
No,
love it.
they don't. They don't
they
like
do.
it because
They
we
do.
don't like it.
No.
They,
People don't like Shenmue.
you shut your dirty little mouth.
I'm just saying.
Nobody talks bad about Shenmue. We're gonna move on before things get ugly in here, folks. We're going to Bulletstorm. This game was okay. I played this game. I played it with Fatthew.
Yeah.
And
Trent didn't love us enough to play.
Actually, could have gone. We could have beat the game if young Trenton had
Trent would have jumped in.
shown up.
We'd have had a third.
But I guess he had just a real crazy droning experience. Couldn't make it out.
That was it, man.
Yep.
Too hard.
Bulletstorm. You get a gun. You get to kick your enemy. They like fly back in
It's
slow
an
motion.
anti-gravity kit.
And you just like.
Yeah. It's based off of like the old Duke Nukem games and stuff. Like it's got that crude humor and like Duke Nukem's boot was one of his weapons and stuff.
I did the solo, the actual story mode.
It's not bad.
Don't like first-person shooters and enjoyed it a little
Yeah,
bit. Like
it's
I
got
actually
real hard
spent
on
the
it.
whole 30, maybe even 40, 45 minutes playing into it. Again, I don't really like first-person shooters, so I wouldn't just jump back into it, but definitely worth the download.
I don't love first-person shooters either, but I do have 1 or 2 that I like to play, and I would go play those over this one all day, every day. I give this game
free.
about a 5.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the download.
I already paid for the other game, so now it's technically free. So
The multiplayer left a lot to be desired.
I figured it
I
would be.
always kind of didn't know where the enemies were going to be. Like, it was just like the round
just a
starts and
stage.
like guys just start running in
Yeah,
one
it was a
direction.
stage after stage. You could kind of build up
And
your weapons.
it was kind of like the same stage every time.
It was.
Too.
It was the exact same board
So
every
for that,
time.
you're talking me. I'm going down to a 4.
Yeah, if we're going out of 10 again, I'm gonna give it a 5. Like it's right in the
All right.
middle. It's worth the download. You got to do something new with your friends for like 30, 40 minutes.
And young Trent didn't play with
Trent
us.
didn't play.
So he doesn't get to give
Either
a
he's like,
rating.
yeah, this game's worth
Yeah,
it.
he
but
says
I'm
it's
not gonna
great.
play it.
He
I
really
didn't
is.
know,
Yeah.
but I played the game.
Oh, what's your rating?
I give it, dude. It looks like a dinosaur. Like it's old as shit. Looking. It looks like it's from.
It does.
The
He's
teeth and
not
stuff
wrong.
are. The mouths are crazy. But dude, I give it like 6 out of 10. Man, it's solid. It's it's free and it's fun to play. Once you get like your slide and shit, it's real cool.
All right.
And the whip.
So we all pretty much said one of them was worth playing.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
have another first-person
maybe
shooter that you
Yakuza,
spent
if you
money
need.
on,
Don't do it.
don't play this game. But if you don't, I guess go check it out. We are going to Final Take. Final Take, boys, dudes, dudettes, everyone out there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Young Trenton,
I
you've
just
got to
I
take.
just got in my book.
Oh yeah, I've got a.
What?
Jaguars.
Did we win?
Yeah, did it already happen?
All right, yeah. What's that take?
All right, I don't know if it's a take, but it's more like some just crazy news stuff.
What's hot in the street?
That's
It is-
a take, Young
It
Trenton.
is kind of hot. All right, so I don't know if you guys know, but there was like a viral video and story that went around where there was like this chick whose car broke down and like this homeless dude gave her his last $20 bill. And then they made a GoFundMe account and got like $500,000. And then it turned out that the homeless guy was like not getting his money. So he sued those people and like took them on Dr. Phil and stuff. Well, recently what has come out is that the whole thing is fake. Like the homeless guy and these other people all knew each other and like planned it a month in advance to like scam the GoFundMe thing, like people's weaknesses and stuff. And yeah, dude, it's terrible.
So why? All right, so why would you sue? Like try to I understand they're creating a story and trying to get more attention. And
Oh,
more
why
money.
did he sue him?
But yeah, because
they didn't get. He wanted more money. He got greedy. Like they gave him $75K
like, why
to
would
do
you
it.
make it public?
He didn't think they would get $500,000 in this GoFundMe, so he took $75K up front.
Okay, it's not a bad deal.
Dude,
still.
yeah, but then he wanted more, so he went on like Dr. Phil and stuff, and was like, "I've been to rehab, and I'm clean, and they won't give me my money." And then the FBI stepped in and was like, "We'll get you your money, bro."
Yeah.
And then the FBI dude was like, "Bro,
Bro, by the way,
yeah, because now
we have access to your tax records.
it's awesome though. There is a silver lining to the story. Though.
Oh,
Every single one of those jackasses is getting 5 to 10 years in jail, and GoFundMe is refunding everybody that donated out of their pocket.
I was gonna ask where the money
to the
goes.
peeps.
I was
Back to the people, man.
kind of hoping it would
No.
get buried somewhere. Maybe
back to the people.
the FBI takes it.
Right?
You know.
I mean, I don't know what they
The
didn't.
new space task
Like they just
force.
bought they did what normal stupid people do.
How much money was it?
$400,000.
Wow.
It's a lot of kids.
Oh, well, I guess it would be like $300,000 after they gave Dude Man. He's like 75.
Right, Uncle
But-
Sam.
Do you
So-
feel
No,
like,
no, I don't. I think that's like charity money. I don't think you pay
do you
taxes.
feel like
on
he
that.
still
It's on
gets paid
income.
75 as an actor? I mean, he did his job.
Yeah, dude, but then he got greedy.
He should have got greedy.
He
I
got
agree.
greedy.
But originally, all
That's
he
a
did
fall
was pay
of
$75,000 to be an actor.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people. Greed will
chick
get
is,
you. Greed will get you.
The chick is trying to say that her boyfriend, who they've now separated, like forced her to do it or whatever. But it was like it's clearly not that case. Like I hope they all get fucking 10 years. Boom.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another lock of the week.
Lock of the
Trent,
week.
yeah, Trent's got a lot of locks.
A lot
Hey,
of locks going
hey,
on.
don't jinx your locks, buddy.
Yeah.
Lock, buddy.
Getting a little overconfident.
I got a take. I got a final take.
Oh yeah.
There is an
Whoa.
artist. His name is The Weeknd.
Oh man, the
Pretty-
guy with the weird hair.
Yeah, shot just hit after hit after hit from Canada. No big deal. Did
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
from Canada, one of
collaborations
those-
with Drake. Kind of a big deal. He's being sued by a comic book writer for Starboy. The Weeknd actually dropped an entire album called Starboy, and he had a track called Starboy, which was pretty fire. Not gonna lie, I liked it a lot.
Sounds like that.
I jammed it. But he actually spoke with this comic book writer a few years back, and they had been kind of tossing around the idea, discussing a Starboy superhero in this comic book writer's kind of universe, his little world. And I believe the comic book writer actually even went to Stan Lee to kind of get some more ideas for the project. I guess it didn't go all the way too far with The Weeknd, but a couple years later, The Weeknd has a deal with Marvel, and he has a Starboy comic book. And I believe a couple of the comics have actually already dropped. The writer's suing him, and he is also demanding that all copies of the Starboy comics that are released get returned and destroyed. So, hey,
I didn't hear that.
hey, collectors, if you're out there, go buy it.
Starboys.
I'm gonna go find it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how this is gonna end up for the comic book writer. I'm not gonna really read Starboy.
I did see that the comic book writer, he trademarked it and we talked about it. So therefore, really legally,
I mean,
it's
that
his.
makes it his.
I think the actual discussion is if the music parts belong to him or not. 'Cause I don't think they do. There's some sort of loophole to where that doesn't count. But you went. Apparently, I think this guy was kind of loosely a Marvel writer, so they essentially just went and just did it without him.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's the other side they're looking at it too, is the fact that The Weeknd did a song doesn't mean that he owns the rights to every other part of Starboy, like a written comic book per se.
I want to say Starboy is an awful name for a comic book character. It literally sounds like a communist superhero psychic.
Or a Canadian superhero.
What is a star coming from Canada? How's that?
I just thought about like
I'm
David
just
Bowie
saying,
comic
like,
book or something. That's all I think of.
they just don't-
Hippie stuff.
They don't really give the Canadian.
And what's it?
superheroes
Because
that
it's
great
loosely based off him. And I mean, what's that going to be about? My life was so tough before I got discovered by Drake and started getting rich and famous.
It's about
I
being.
can't feel my
It's about
face.
being a mother
Nothing
effing
to do about
Starboy. I mean, what else do you need to be? He's a Starboy.
All right.
His side chick looked better than your main chick.
Lyrical
Yeah,
genius.
solid point.
Star boy.
All right, so my final take is in a college actually called Purchase College, which sounds like a scam.
Like
Yeah.
Donald Trump Academy?
in upstate New York, a student posted about a secret Danny DeVito shrine in one of their bathrooms behind the towel dispenser. But it's like one of those towel dispensers. It's like part trash can, part towel. So it's like floor.
Oh, those are nice.
So yeah, so like they opened it, and in it was like this shady Freddy Krueger basement room. It had like graffiti on it, but in the corner was like a big picture of Danny DeVito, and then like a mini cutout of Danny DeVito.
That's awesome.
Yeah, with a sign that actually that reads, "Leave an offering for our Lord and Savior Danny DeVito, patron saint of trash men." And the things left
I'm
behind,
the trash man.
yeah, include candles, pop rocks, cigarette butts. There's a whoopee cushion,
Oh,
an
definitely.
iTunes card, a Jesus pamphlet for probably somebody who was like, y'all need help, and of course a used condom. I do want to ask real quick, what would you offer to a patron saint of trash?
Dan DeVito, anything he wants.
I said can wine.
A nice button-up shirt with a ham in the pocket.
Ham in the pocket.
So he can
And
make
can
sandwich in his
wine.
mouth. Yeah.
He is a big fan of rum ham, so
Dude,
I'm bringing
ham.
him
Rum
a
ham.
On the
full
beach.
Yeah.
rum ham.
The school actually reached out to Danny DeVito and offered him a visit. The thing that's weird about that is is the school backing this secret shady Danny DeVito
I hope
shrine
so.
room? And Danny DeVito actually said to honor trash men everywhere, you should go out and pick up litter. So now Danny DeVito is sort of Captain Planet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
my take, I guess,
Remember to
is-
recycle, folks.
yeah,
Turn you into a fucking
Danny
tree.
DeVito is a Captain Planet, and he will turn you into a tree. And he also has a secret shrine that gave him those powers, I guess.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, way to go, Danny.
Yeah.
Danny is a legend. Just gonna say it. Well, folks, we're nearing the end of the pod today. We've
Say it
got
ain't so.
we're getting to a little serious subject
Yeah, a
here,
little
but
somber.
Uh-oh.
Not too somber.
we got an RIP to one of the goats. I think for all of us here, Stanley.
Stanley Lieberman, a.k.a. Stan Lee.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he actually, I mean, really, Stanley himself is kind of become a character. We actually, first of all, he passed away. He's 95 years old. Does make it a little easier for everybody.
We had him for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, we were actually lucky to be alive in this era where we got to know Stan Lee as a character and not just his characters and the name on a comic
Yeah.
book. He actually existed to us. I mean, Stan Lee, I think in a 10-year period, he probably created more intellectual properties than most studios ever will. I have
By
a list.
far.
Includes some well-known ones: Fantastic Four, X-Men, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Black Panther, Ant-Man, and 352 other characters.
I mean, any one of the ones that you just listed would make someone's entire career.
Yeah.
So the fact that he has all those plus 352 other ones, and none of them are Starboy, by the way.
No.
Pretty freaking cool, man.
I mean, Stan Lee was in my life before I knew who Stan Lee was. So this definitely was a sad time. I mean, X-Men animated series came out 92, 93. I was like 5 or 6. And I mean, in a way, you know, I'm not defaming my parents, but in a way, Stan Lee built my moral compass.
Kind
At
of
least
raised
helped.
you. Yeah.
You know, to do good, just the reason of doing good. Even Wolverine in that series was a huge dick, would always come through for his friends.
Always.
He always showed back up right on time just for them. You know, he loved his fans just as much as he loved everyone else, as much as he loved his characters, and he loved the fact that, you know, his characters were shared and loved by people. I mean, how awesome is it? I mean, you know, I get stoked when I see that 30 people listen to our pod, much less you could think people waiting in line for 10 hours just to shake your hand.
Yeah, and pay for an autograph, which, hey, if anyone can do it,
Well,
Stan
they
Lee
now
can
say
do it.
that there's like stories, there's all kinds of stories surfacing on the internet where he didn't, like people like would wave at him in a con because they knew they couldn't afford, and he would like wave them over and take a picture with them anyway. Things like that. I heard one about a guy with like an autistic kid that wouldn't speak, and he like only spoke to Stan Lee. It's like the only time he's ever heard him say anything in public.
That's crazy.
It was like really like there's a lot of emotional tales going on. I don't want to get too emotional about it. I just want to say, he is the GOAT. Nobody's going to do it like him. I appreciate that we had the opportunity. I marvel over everything. He created characters with feelings and humanity more than these people that were coming from other planets and dimensions. These people were from Brooklyn and Hell's Kitchen, and I think Fantastic Four almost like from Connecticut. Or no, they're from New York. The X-Men from Connecticut.
Yeah.
I think one of the things he said as well was, if you make a superhero and you don't give them vulnerability, it's a lot harder to relate to him, which
is true.
Definitely makes, especially when you look at a lot of his characters like Spider-Man, he also really friendly neighborhood spider guy.
Funny, he loved alliteration. Most of their real life names were alliteration. Peter Parker. I lost
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. Bruce Banner. Stephen Strange. Matt Murdock. There you go. So there's enough examples to continue. I guess I'm gonna say I did steal this from Kevin Smith, but he said that Steve Jobs had a quote that said, "Make a dent in the universe before you leave," but that Stan Lee created a universe and left it for us to live in.
Some deep shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty emotional.
So that's dudes talking stuff, and I'll leave that on Excelsior, true believers.
Hey,
or Excelsior, right. Motherfucker. I'm gonna start saying that now.
Excelsior. Draymond, Excelsior, bitch.
Excelsior, bitch. I'm gonna start using that in life. We have to keep it alive for Stan. Hey. Excelsior, motherfucker.
Next guy you see, or dudette, anybody, tell him Excelsior.
Yeah, on the way out. It's just like, I'll holler at you. Peace out. Excelsior, motherfucker.
Hey, before we cut off on our podcast today, Young Trent's been a little upset with us, so we're gonna let him do his drone talk for his jadronies.
Oh, I don't have
Here you go, Trent. Ready?
Trent,
Start talking about your drones.
Oh yeah, about
just kidding.
Dudes talking stuff.
Outro, dude.